Okay, so I'm currently on top of my 5-story multi-generational passive ICF house that I've been DIY building. And what you're looking down is 72 feet. So 72 foot long is how wide the house is, or I should say how long it is. And then it's also 34 feet wide. And then it's 35 feet above grade. So yes, that's a long ways down. It's one of the reasons why I'm not standing here. But what I wanted to go ahead and show and get other people's input, but also just bounce this idea. So I'm going to be putting a standing seam metal roof on this monoslope roof that I've got, and need it to be basically dead flat because it is a half an inch per foot of a slope, and so I really need to get that dead flat. So what you're looking at right here is the structural panels, but you can also see as you look along the line is yes. So for a DIY house to be this straight is pretty remarkable from what I've been told, even by professionals and also by the city inspectors and other people who stopped by. They're like, how in the world did you get that 72 feet so straight? And it's not a secret, it's that you got to brace it right. Now with that said, even though I did brace it right, I still ended up with about 20 feet that is 1 inch out. So I think you can see it where it's bumped out just an inch. And so in order to fix that, when it comes to my roof, what the plan is I've got my zip roof sheathing behind me. So it's 5/8 of an inch thick, so I'm able to actually screw my standing seam metal roof directly into this, but it's actually going to go past this, and it'll also be being screwed into my metal studs for my structural panels. So it's kind of a belt and suspender. And then you can see right here, so I should grab one of these 10-inch screws so you can see them. So what I'm also doing is I've got my 10-inch screws that I'm screwing through the studs, so 10 inches long. So it screws through this metal stud, and then these are 5.5 inches thick. I've got 3 inches of foam below that. Then I've got 5/8 inch plywood, which is technically what is my roof sheathing. And then below that are my I-joists. So a lot of belt and suspenders going into this particular detail of this roof. But yeah, going back to the my zip roof sheathing, but my thought is to make it so that my roof is 100% totally square, and that is I'll actually have the zip sheathing just go over maybe 1.5 inches. So it'll cantilever over 1.5 inches. And 99%, actually I'm 100% sure that you can cantilever 5/8 of an inch zip sheathing 1.5 inches. And then that way it will cover up the fact that there is this 1 inch little bump out. And it's only about 20 feet long, but nonetheless, still, I like to have a perfectly square roof. So anyways, that is the thought on how I'm going to fix where I'll have the square roof. And so from, at least from above, and probably even from below, it's going to look totally, completely perfect. But for those of you who watched the video, you'll know, actually it's not totally, completely straight down that 72 feet, but not too bad for somebody who DIY'd it. So be sure to like and subscribe so you can follow along on this crazy journey that I'm on. And if you do have any comments or suggestions on something else, I'm not actually going to be putting on my zip sheathing probably for another few days at least. So be sure to comment quickly if there is a suggestion besides the one that I've come up with of just cantilevering it 1.5 inches over my structural panel. So yeah, be sure to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.